President Bola Tinubu yesterday responded to the news of his electoral victory affirmed by the Presidential Election Petition Court from India, where he was participating in the G20 summit, and saluted the diligence, undaunted thoroughness and professionalism of the five-member bench led by Justice Haruna Samani in interpreting the law. The president there saying, don't look back, look forward, promising to do more, and obviously many things to discuss this morning, Rufai.
Okay, so one, let me start from the congratulations. There have been congratulations. Members of the APC have applauded it, and also there have been rebuke. Labour Party said they rejected the result of this judgment while the judgment was even being read. The PDP said they were going to go to the Supreme Court. And there are many areas that we need to tackle for the Supreme Court. And take, for instance, the issue of the 25%. I think there still needs to be more clarity. So I was saying now that Abuja is the 37th, state, and what is even the intention and the thoughts of the framers of the Constitution in the first place? Another question is, why did INEC take us through this merry-go-round as Nigerians constantly, with many copious evidence, saying that they were going to have an electronic process, only for electronic process not to hold, because there's been another report that 3 days to the elections, they said that they were just going to take a picture of the results and put it on the IRF portal. Why did INEC come on this show to fight even against the National Assembly when they said they were not going to be part of electronic transmission? Because that was what made a lot of people say they want to get interested in the process again. And when you look at it, the process of our elections that have constantly suffered massive levels of voter apathy, the cure will have been the electronic transmission of results. So when the court also made the argument that INEC isn't mandatorily bound to transmit electoral results to the IRF, let's take a look at Section 64, Section 4B of the Electoral Act. That is, a collation officer or a returning officer at an election shall collate and announce the result of an election, subject to his or her verification and confirmation that the votes stated on the collated result are correct and consistent with the vote or result recorded and transmitted directly from polling units under Section 6, Section 4 of this Act. So there still needs to be more clarity. So why did INEC say we're going to do this? And because there was also another report where there were doubts about using the electronic transmission, and INEC came out to reiterate in another letter and piece about that. I think that letter was authored by Festus Okoye Esquire on the 11th of November 2022, where there was an alleged plot to abandon the transmission of polling unit result to IRF portal. And in the letter, the INEC said attention has been drawn to sections of the media alleging that our plans to rig 2023 election, abandoning direct real-time, blah, 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 transmission to INEC portal. And he said the IRF is one of the innovations introduced by the Commission to ensure the integrity and credibility of results in Nigeria. It's therefore inconceivable that the Commission will turn around and undermine its own innovations. So all of this conundrum, INEC said it was going to do something to bring back, because if we're saying that INEC can use any process to collate reports, and if, like the court said, it means that we've gone back to the EU days of elections, where it could be a do or die at the polling unit, and the truth is that there's a big problem of the burden of proof. And don't get me wrong, when the judges talked about it, the burden of proof is always hard. And the judges did eviscerate the petitioners on the burden of proof, and also vis-a-vis the Evidence Act, because it's quite difficult to prove. Take, for instance, I am not sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, that any political party in Nigeria has polling unit by polling unit EC8A forms for over 50,000 polling units. Where are you going to get? Your strong room has to be very strong under election conditions where your polling agents might not even take a proper picture of it and things like that. It's always difficult. And a lot of people felt that the IRF was going to be the basis to be able to actually authenticate the reports and look at these results. And there was a glitch in the process, also proving that is quite very difficult. So, as always, in every case, the burden of proof as regards our electoral jurisprudence and the idea of, that there's a presumption of regularity on INEC is also a very big challenge. So, proving is very, very difficult in the court process. And that's why, to be able to deepen our jurisprudence, we'd like to see, some parties have said they're going to go to court, Congress to the winner. We'd like to see how all of this pans out of the Supreme Court, so we can learn more and have this argument. But, couple of things, Nigerians, there needs a need to go back to the National Assembly as regards fine-tuning electoral laws. It's an ongoing process.
Okay.